Hey guys, Zeramus555 here, and I'm coming to you guys with my crazy deck that I was playing on local or at locals last Saturday, so a week ago. Everyone else was in champ, so I didn't really have to play against any like the really good players, but there were still some good players in it. Um, but this deck's actually surprisingly quite consistent. I thought it was gonna be really bad, but I saw this build. This is my own build of it, but I saw a build similar to this on YouTube by a YouTube or YouTuber called Onator, and I actually let him upload a video on my channel recently. You guys should definitely check him out. This is a really cool deck. Nobody's playing it anymore, and when I was testing, I was just like, wow, this is actually sometimes faster than regular Inzektors. It's a little inconsistent at times. I mean, drawing shine balls sucks. You know, nobody likes drawing those stupid shine balls, but I mean, it's still really good. There's some nasty plays you can do, and I'll show you guys a couple combos that I really, really love. And a couple of the combos I actually did several times, and one of them actually won me a game in a pretty devastating way. It was pretty awesome. So, anyways, without further ado, this is Inzektor Agents. I'm just going to kind of go through it and tell you guys why I'm running what. First of all, I'm going to say I'm not running Dark Arm Dragon. Some people are going to be like, why aren't you running Dark Arm? I'm only running 9 Darks. I thought I was running 10, but it's actually only 9, and I don't feel like he'd be consistent enough, especially if I drew him with a bunch of agents in hand. He's just dead, so BLS is just great by itself. This is still a card. I mean, a lot of people are like, this card's bad, you know, Evil Swarm, blah, 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 blah. But you have, like, Hornet and stuff to get rid of the Evil Swarm pretty easily. So he's really never a problem, and I didn't play Evil Swarm that day, but I mean, BLS, whenever I drew him, I won, because he's just so beastly. In some games I won without even, like, I just had him in my hand waiting for that opportunity where I was like, okay, I need to drop BLS now, but it never happened because his deck's just so powerful at times without him. 1, 2, 3 Centipede, obviously. I'm not going to say much about that. 1, 2, 3 Ladybug. Now, this is very important. Just because, you know, it is an Insect Imitation target, this deck really flows around Insect Imitation, and this is actually one of the most important cards in the deck. Not just because of that, just because, you know, obviously he makes stuff rank up. And the crazy thing about Ladybug, a lot of people don't know, is he can change the level of any face-up monster on your side of the field. It doesn't have to be an Inzektor. So that also comes into play for some of the combos you can do. And then we also have, obviously, the one Dragonfly, the one Hornet, MVP of the deck. I drew this guy a lot. I don't know if I was just sacking, but... And one Giga-Mantis. I do not run Hopper now. Some people are going to be like, what? Why don't you run Hopper? I mean, he's a level 4, so if I have to tribute off like Centipede and get a free pop or something. But, I mean, I just don't like him. I've been testing him in, like, pure Inzektors, and I just hate him. Like, you draw him by yourself, and by himself, and you're like, this card's bad. Why am I wasting a spot in my deck for this? So, I ended up cutting him out, and the deck was testing better without him. I just really don't think you need it. So that's the Inzektor engine. It's 9 cards. For the agent engine, we have 1, 2 Hyperion. 3's too many. 2's just that perfect number. And he is amazing. I actually never realize this about him, but he's just like Dark Arm Dragon, where you can banish a light, obviously, or if I think it's a fairy, banish a fairy, whatever. And basically, you could target any card in the field. So I actually won one game by going Dragonfly, equip Giga-Mantis, and then I used Hyperion's effect to pop the Giga-Mantis, got a special, and a special of Giga-Mantis, and then I just won because I had like a Hyperion, like all this other stuff. It was ridiculous. So he's really good. 2's just that perfect number. 3 clogs. You wouldn't want 3. 1, 2, 3 Venus. She's really good because obviously she's rank 3, so she works well with Centipede and Dragonfly and Hornet. And she brings out, she's very, very important. She brings out your shine balls, and I'll show you guys the one combo you can do with her, which is crazy. Earth's also really good in here. You know, normally you'd summon Earth and you'd be like, oh, this is bad, because, you know, you summon Earth and you're stuck with this 1,000 monster in the field. It's actually not. It's really good because it's level 2. So you can actually Insect Imitation this for, like, Dragonfly or Centipede. Now, the awesome thing about this is you just basically summon Earth, you go Insect Imitation, and you know, as long as you have like a Ladybug or Hornet in your hand, you pretty much are good to go. And I mean, push comes to shove, you can always Insect Imitation this for Hornet in defense position, and then you're, you know, after it dies, your plays are live. So I mean, it's really, really nasty. And then you got your 1, 2, 3 shine balls. I hate drawing these, but the cool thing about this deck is if you draw these, they're actually not bad, because once again, it's a level 2. I've won games by just going like Insect Imitation, or summon Shine Ball and then Insect Imitation it, and you win. So it's actually quite good. Oh, sorry guys, 1 second here. Cam, give it a rest. Go get in your bed. Go get in your bed. Get in your bed. Get in your bed. Sorry, guys. Dog's weird sometimes. Yeah, and then last but not least is 2 card troopers. I'm running 22 monsters. Onator's running pod duality, and I was thinking about running duality, but I just thought, you know what? This is basically like running, excuse me, what do you call it? Like trooper agents, with, triple call the haunted, but you have the Inzektor agent in there too. So no matter what you're milling, you're pretty much milling good stuff. I mean, if I mill like a Venus, that's cool because, I mean, I can always call it back, or I can use it as a banished target for Hyperion to special him. If I mill like a Ladybug or a Hornet or even a Centipede, I'm in a good spot because I can call them back. So these actually tested really well, and I really, really liked them all day. I think I'd stick with these over the duality. Duality just feels like too slow, this format, and this deck special summons a lot. So I feel like if I drew this and a Venus, I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably going to summon the Venus first, but, I mean, if this was a duality in a Venus, I can't go duality and Venus in the same turn, and that means I'd have to summon the Venus, do the Shine Ball play, and the next turn play a duality and have to wait another turn. I mean, it's just a little slow. So Card Trick was still really good. So that's it for monsters. On to the spells. 22 monsters. Still 2 swords. Still a great card in this deck. Even if you draw out the agents, it's not always dead. I mean, and once again, you can use Hyperion to pop this and do plays and stuff. So quite good. MVP card of the deck. 3 Insect Imitation. This card is nasty good. Yeah, you basically just tribute off a level 2, bring out a one of the Inzektor monsters, and you continue to win. I actually had a really crazy play I'm going to show you guys really quickly here. So I opened up a really bad hand. I opened, what was it? I think it was 2 of these, and then I opened, I think it was a Venus, and, oh, what was it? 2 swords. It was like a really, really bad hand. And I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do with this? And I was like, wait a minute. So what I ended up doing, this is freaking retarded, is I summoned Venus, and I used its effect to special 3 Shine Balls. Anyways, you can get the idea. So I specialed 3 Shine Balls. I Insect Imitation the 1 to grab Hornet. And, sorry guys, grab Hornet. So imagine there's 3 Shine Balls in the field right now. Or 2 Shine Balls now. And then I ended up Insect Imitation the other Shine Ball for Dragonfly. I then overlaid the Hornet and the Venus for Leviathan Dragon. I detached this to make Leviathan 25, and then I used Dragonfly's effect to equip the Hornet and the sword, and I ended up OTKing the guy. So, I mean, it looked bad, and I was just like, wait a minute, I got to play here, and it was really, really good. So, I mean, as long as you see the plays with this deck, you can, it's quite consistent. So yeah, 3 Insect Imitation. Just 2 Mysticals. I still like 3 Inzektors and Pure Inzektors, but, I mean, you're not always in draw in the Inzektors, and this isn't really super great against most of the meta decks right now. And I'm running the Storm, of course, as well. It's also just space issues. This deck is so tight on space, I just couldn't find room for the 3rd Mystical. Foolish Burial and Monster Reborn. I don't run Book of Moon, I don't run Lance, I don't run Allure, and I don't run Dark Hole. I don't like Dark Hole in here because this deck already has so much popping ability, and I usually have Field Presence, and I just feel like Dark Hole's not really that great right now. I find I'm kiting it from a lot of decks. I don't know, I guess I'm not feeling it, because you draw it, and it's like the monster they have in the field is either going to negate it, or it can't be destroyed, or they have like a Lance thing to protect it, and it's just kind of frustrating. Foolish is obviously too good. You can, send an agent and, special Hyperion. I did that one game and I won, so, and it gives you options. So, onto the traps. I'm running 1, 2, 3 Threatening Roar. I was testing just 2 out, because I was like, okay, well, you got the agents and stuff, you don't need it, but I think these are too good, because I had a couple games where I'd, like, summon Venus, use its effect, and then the person would be like, max C, and I'd be like, alright, set T-Roar end, and then the person would try and like summon to kill the Shine Ball and the Venus obviously because it's pretty easy to get over, and you're just like boom, Threatening Roar, and the next turn you just like start going off again, and then their max C was wasted on a 1-for-1. So I still like Threatening Roar. It protects you from OTKs, especially because I'm not running hand traps, as you guys saw. I just don't like hand traps. I feel like they're better on the side deck. The only hand trap I'd really be comfortable running would probably be Effect Veiler, but even then Veiler just peeves me off sometimes, so I don't know. It's only good, I think, in certain decks. And if your mate is full of, E-Dragons. 3 Call the Haunted. So good in here. Obviously, I'm running the 2 Troopers. You have that entire agent engine, and you have the entire Inzektor agent, or Inzektor engine. So, I mean, you can basically bring back Dragonfly, you can bring back Hyperion, get a free pop, you can bring back Card Trooper and draw a card if they, MST it. Lots of crazy stuff, and it's just way too good in here. And last two cards, Warning and Solemn Judgment. So that's the main deck, guys. I'll quickly go through the extra deck. The main deck was 40 cards. Like I said, it's surprisingly consistent, and I don't know why, but it is. So props to Ownernator for coming up with a cool idea. I mean, obviously it's something that was around before, but nobody's really playing it anymore. So we got one Guy Dragon, one Tyrus, I don't run Adris, one Volcasaurus, Shark Fortress. I didn't summon him all day, but I mean, he's just good because, I mean, you can OTK with this guy. Like, dude, summon this thing and then make it so Hyperion can double attack. That's just about game. So Exostag, too good. Shockmaster and Lavalval Chain are my only 4s. I was running Maestro originally, but I just decided I didn't need it. I don't go into 4s that often in this deck, and like if I do go into a 4, I usually go to Lavalval Chain. 3s I got Acid Golem, Leviathan Dragon, Leviair, and Zenmains. Only 4. I don't run Giga Brilliant or anything. This is because the extra deck's a little tight on space. Gotchi and Dark Mist, that's why it's a little tight on spaces. You have this guy in here as well for the Shine Ball plays. Then you do run a couple Synchros. This is just because this guy's actually nasty with... Sorry guys, I'm tilting the camera. This guy's actually really nasty with BLS, obviously. But it's just because you have the Earths, so I mean, sometimes you can Synchro. I never did Synchro that day, but I mean, the option's there, and it's good to have them. So yeah, so that's the extra deck. That's the whole deck. I'll show you guys the one combo. It's really crazy. So as long as you open up with a Venus, a Ladybug, and this is consistent because all these cards are at 3, and an Insect Imitation, you pretty much have this combo. So what you end up doing is you obviously summon out the Ladybug, or sorry, the Venus. You're going to pay 1,500, get 3 Shine Balls. You're going to overlay the 3 Shine Balls, or sorry, 2 Shine Balls, and make a Gotchi. You still have 1 Shine Ball left. You're going to Insect Imitation that last Shine Ball, and you're going to special out your Dragonfly, wherever I put him. There he is there. So Dragonfly. Now you're going to use Dragonfly's effect to equip the Ladybug. You're going to make Dragonfly level 5, and you're going to special summon a Centipede from your deck. Now you're going to use Centipede's effect to equip the Ladybug, and you're going to make the Venus level 5. This is very important. You want to make the Venus level 5. You're now going to overlay the Dragonfly and the Venus. Well, sorry, Centipede first is going to search out a sword. You want to make sure you grab that sword, wherever the heck I put it. Okay, well, oh, there it is. Too many cards everywhere. So you're going to grab the sword. You're going to equip that to the Centipede, and then you're going to overlay... So he's at... because of Gotchi now, he's at 2,800 Centipedes. That's huge. You're going to overlay the Dragonfly and the Venus for any rank 5 you feel like. I usually go for Tyrus, but I mean, if you run like other stuff in here, like if you have Crimson Armor Ninja, you can go into him. He's 2,800, which is pretty huge. But I usually go Tyrus because a 3,000 Tyrus is a force to be reckoned with. And then obviously in the end phase, you're going to detach the Venus or the Dragonfly, whatever you feel is necessary. I mean, you can detach the Dragonfly if you're worried the Centipede's going to die, so the sword can grab it back. But I mean, it really depends on what you want to do. But in that situation there, your graveyard is now going to have a Shine Ball, a Venus, and a Ladybug. So that's Hyperion's live because you have an Agent and you have a Fairy in the graveyard to banish. BLS is also live because you have a Dark and you have a Light. So I mean, whatever plays you want to do next turn, you're set up. And with this play, that was a 3-card combo, you actually go +1 off of it, so you still have 3 cards in hand. So it's pretty disgusting, and you end up with a 2,800 Centipede, a 3,000 Tyrus, and obviously the Gotchi on board, and possibly some traps like a Warning, a Judgment, or a Called Haunted or something, and then you just go off. So anyways, guys, that's the deck. It's actually really fun. It's not really that competitive. I mean, it is competitive, but not to keep up this stupid format. But I mean, as a fun deck, if you're playing at locals, definitely give it a try, see how you do. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll have all those other videos up for you guys soon. Peace!